Hi friends, Janmashtami is the birthday of Lord Krishna and usually Chappan Bhog is offered to Lord Krishna. Today I am going to share with you people the Prasad that I created for Janmashtami. It's usual Prasad, it's not Chappan Bhog, but this is what I offered to Lord Krishna on the occasion of Janmashtami. Now, the concept of Chappan Bhog is Lord Krishna carried the Govardhan Parvat on his finger for 7 days. He didn't eat anything and he used to have 8 different meals on a daily basis. So, on the 8th day, when he took the Parvat out of his finger, the villagers provided him with 8 different meals for 7 days, that is 8 multiplied by 7, which turns out to be 56, which is the concept of Chappan Bhog. Today we are going to create Prasad for Lord Krishna, and this is traditional way of preparing it. This is how we celebrate Janmashtami and create Prasad for him. So I'm going to start with fried mevas, which I am going to coat in sugar syrup as well. So I'm starting off with makhanas that I'm going to fry in desi ghee. It won't take very long while to prepare this recipe. It's very simple, but it turns out to be really very delicious. While doing this, just make sure that the flame is really very low. And after frying the makhanas, I am going to fry nariyal over here. Now nariyal, this I have used a grater to make sure that the nariyal is even in terms of slices. You shouldn't try and cutting it with the help of your hand and a knife. It just turns out to be easier if you go ahead and use a grater for this process. I'm sorry. Now here you can see the nariyal is roasted. Now by the way, this is not that raw nariyal, this is the actual gola. Now we are going to prepare sugar syrup over here, and this needs to be really very thick and crumbly. Now this is also known as bakhar, so we are going to prepare that. And here you can see, this is what the identification, it will start accumulating onto the corners of your kadhai, and then you can simply go ahead and turn off the flame and transfer all the mevas that you have fried till yet, and then mix it all up together to make sure that the mevas are evenly coated. Now some people go ahead and use a lot of sugar in it, and I don't prefer that. I just like a light minor coating of it. You can do this step twice if you want a lot of sugar in it. The bakhar wala process, once the sugar is solidified on the entire makhanas and gari, you can go ahead and refry it in the bakhar, and it will turn out to be a little bit more sweeter if you people want that to happen. So here people can see I am mixing. This looks and tastes and feels amazing as it is. So this is what the first offering is going to be for our Chote Laddu Gopal. Next step is to prepare Charnamrit. Charnamrit is something that is prepared in every puja that we do. So here I am sieving some dahi, some curd. This is thick curd, and I'm gonna pass it through a sieve, and I'm not gonna waste it at all. So I'll just go ahead and pass the Ganga Jal through the sieve as well, and milk through the sieve as well, and it will wash down all the dahi from the sieve. So here I'm using milk. This was raw milk. Boiled milk is not used in Chandramrit. And then I have added Ganga Jal to it as well. We are going to mix all of these three things together properly. Then over here I am adding some honey to it. I have added some powdered sugar to it. Just make sure that the sugar is powdered so that it is easier for you to go ahead and mix it all out. It won't cause you a lot of trouble in mixing. Otherwise, it will take you a while to, blend the sugar together. And then I'm using 5 mevas over here. So in 5 mevas, I have used makhana, I've used gari, I've used chironji, I've used kaju and badam. And I'm going to mix it all up and store it aside and wait for the puja time. So here our Charnamrit is ready as well. Next, we are going to prepare our kheer. Now, kheer is something which is really very important in our family. Everyone loves kheer. So, this is an important offering for Lord Krishna as well. So, I have used a tablespoon of ghee in which I have added uh, some cardamom, and then I have added soaked rice to it. Now, kheer is the most versatile recipes I have ever seen. Now, you will see multiple people creating kheer in multiple different ways. Some people use kesar in it, some people don't use kesar in it, some people, everyone has a different variant of kheer. So, today's my variant. I haven't gone through any of the videos that are available on internet just so as to make sure that I can give you my honest variant on kheer. So this was overnight soaked rice that I roasted for a while, and then I have added milk to it. Now I have heard people saying that the rice takes a lot of time in getting cooked when you cook it into direct milk. But I haven't faced that problem ever. Maybe because I soak the rice overnight, it doesn't take very long while to cook, and I never use any amount of water while I am cooking kheer. I don't like the taste of water in kheer. I mean, how can you add water to the rice and then call it kheer? So I just boil it in pure milk. So here you can see the milk has started boiling. The rice has started getting cooked up. It will take you a while. It take me 1.5 hours to prepare this kheer. The power of editing doesn't allows you to see the actual timings behind it, but it took me 1.5 hour. You will have to take my word for it. You will have to continuously keep on stirring it and making sure that it doesn't sticks to the pan. This is something that you need to really make sure. So here you can see the rice has started cooking up. Once it starts puffing up and cooking up pretty well, you need to make sure that you are mashing the rice all along. And don't worry, we are not going to keep the consistency like that. We are going to add more milk to it. This was just the cooking process of the rice, and I wanted the rice to get cooked, and then I'll go ahead and mash it, and then I'll add more milk to it. So here you can see I've added a bit more milk to it. So you need to make sure that the milk boils once again and the rice gets cooked really very well. Now, while making kheer, you need to make sure that you have a lot of patience, guys, because it takes a lot of patience. The the more time you will give to your kheer, the tastier it will turn out to be. As you people can see, most of the time of the video has been taken up by kheer itself only. So here I have added some khoya to it as well. It's about 1 tablespoon of khoya, and here I am adding sugar to it as well. Now sugar is something that will dilute the kheer, so don't add it at a very later stage. Add it at this stage so that it can caramelize with the kheer a little bit. Plus I am adding makhanas at this stage as well, because makhana take a really long time in getting completely cooked if you're cooking them in a watery substance like kheer. So here you can see our kheer has translated from that watery liquid to once again this dry rice, and now it is completely cooked. We'll add uh, you know other mevas to it. I have added chironji, gari, kaju, and badam to it. Makhanas were added earlier, so all the punch meva is done and complete with. I'm going to mix it all, and now I am going to create the consistency of the kheer. That is how diluted I wanted my kheer to be. At this stage, you're going to add milk and just see what is the desired consistency of your kheer. And with that, our kheer is completed. We need to just boil it once. Just one boil is more than enough, and your kheer will be ready to serve. It's not only Janmashtami, you can cook kheer in this manner on any occasion, and you all will definitely certainly enjoy it a lot. I'm pretty sure of it. So do try this recipe, give it a go. So here, our kheer is ready. Now the next step is creating pedas. Pedas are like Lord Krishna loves sweets. So all of the offerings are sweet in flavor, no doubts about it. It was supposed to be happening like that only. So here I have used 250 grams of khoya, and I'm going to roast it You can prepare khoya at your house as well. You can cook it a little bit while longer if you want that brownish color as well. But I wanted white pedas, so I didn't cook khoya a lot, and I didn't had a lot of time, so I didn't prepare khoya at home. I just went ahead and ordered it from a store near my house. I have used a tablespoon of desi ghee in it. Everything has to be cooked in desi ghee, guys, so just keep your hands on your desi ghee. So here you can see I have just roasted it a little bit. At this stage, if you would have given it a little bit more time, you would have certainly got that brownish peda as well. So here I am caramelizing some sugar. As you people can see, I haven't added any water to it till yet. We are going to caramelize it and then add the khoya back to the sugar again. So here it took me a while to caramelize it a little bit. I have added 2 to 3 tablespoons of water to the sugar. This will give it a little bit of a brownish color to make sure that the pedas have a bit more color to them than what it is actually expected. So here you can see the caramel is prepared almost. So I am going to transfer the khoya to it, and just I did forgot to mention that I did switched off the gas because I didn't wanted the caramel to transform into bakhar, and you need to manage that really very carefully. This step is very important. So just reduce the flame, off the flame accordingly to make sure that it doesn't get burned down. Over here now I am mixing the khoya to it, and I'm gonna roast the khoya a little bit more. The gas is on the sim. Just make sure that you are doing this process on the sim. If your kadhai, the vessel that you're using, it should be of iron, and if it is light in weight, then do go ahead and feel free to add a tawa underneath the kadhai so that the temperature is not way too high. You don't want the temperature of your kadhai way too high. And don't worry if you people are thinking that the khoya is turning runny. The more it will cool down, the better it will set. So just let it cool down, and let's prepare a little bit of chashni over here. Here you can see I am going ahead and making sure that the chashni is really very sticky. Just make sure that it turns out to be a one tar chashni over here. Now I have added some ghee to the chashni. Here I have created bakhar. Now the gas is closed, and I am simply just going ahead and blending the chashni so that it transforms into bakhar. This is a very important process. This is going to sweeten up your you know pedas that you're making, and I am gonna use half of the bakhar over here. But before that I have added some elaichi danas to the khoya. It's still a little bit hot, and you need to add elaichi danas at this stage. They'll smell amazing. If you add it at that stage, they'll release their smell to the khoya, and it will translate into really very authentic flavored pedas. Now here I'm gonna add bakhar. I'm gonna save a little bit for the outer coating, and I'm gonna add like most of it is gonna be added into the khoya. If you people like your khoya or your pedas to be a little bit less sweet, you can skip the bakhar wala portion. Now here you can see the khoya has cooled down completely, and I have just placed it in a plate to make sure that it cools down. Now I am adding some coconut powder to the bakhar. It will create the outer coating of the pedas. And here you can see I am dividing the khoya into equal proportions. You can keep it uneven. The choice is completely yours, or you can shape them as you people want to. I have seen halwais creating pedas like these as well, uneven or unshaped, as well as I've seen halwais creating pedas that are even and properly shaped. So apply some ghee on your palm, and if you want to shape them, then you can go ahead and shape them and coat them in that bakhar and coconut powder paste, and your pedas will be absolutely ready to consume. Try to make sure that the sizes are even. They'll look really very amazing. here are the prepared pelas. Now the last item that I'm gonna prepare is some panjiri. Panjiri is made in a different way in our family. Here I have taken some atta. To it I have added powdered sugar and coconut powder. To it I'll add 1 to 2 tablespoons of refined oil as well. If you want, you can add ghee at this stage as well. And now I am going to mix it and create an extremely tight dough out of it. Now you need to make sure that the dough is very tight, you guys. So just use a very little bit amount of water and simply go ahead and create the dough. Now our dough is prepared. I need to knead it a little bit more on, so I have used the floor of my countertop. I have used the countertop to set it a little bit before rolling it into a chapati. Now its edges are going to be crumbly, so don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine if the edges are not working fine for you. If you're thinking that they are not working fine, they will work fine. Here you can see I'm just cutting them into small dices. नमक पारे जैसे करते हैं ना, ठीक वैसे ही. So here I am creating small dices of these, and I'm going to deep fry these dices on slow flame. The oil was hot when I placed the dices in it, but now the flame is really very slow, and we are going to cook them until they are completely golden brown, and they taste really very good in panjiri. They are known as khajuria, and if you add these into your panjiri, your regular panjiri will start tasting awesome. So try this recipe of making panjiri. Now I have added 3 tablespoons of desi ghee in a kadhai, and I've added half a katori of atta to it, and on very slow flame you need to do this process. You need to roast your atta to golden brown. Now panjiri is always made out of wheat flour, nothing else. So just go ahead and make panjiri out of your wheat flour, roast it, turn it into golden brown, and add the panjiri or add the atta to your khajuriyas that you created. To it add your mevas. Here I am using dissected coconut, some chironji. I have crushed cashews and almonds. I'm adding those to it, and apart from that, if you want, you can add any other mevas to it. You can add makhana and whatnot, like anything else, everything you want. And I've added a little bit of sugar to it, and then I'm going to mix it all up and that's it. This is going to create a panjiri. It tasted really awesome. You need to try this recipe of making panjiri, and don't worry, the more you'll mix it, the more divided the flour will be. So just try it out once, and hopefully you people might have enjoyed this video. It turned out to be a little bit longer than what I expected it to be, but never mind. I hope you people don't mind it being a little bit longer, and I hope you people might have enjoyed it as well. If you people did, don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you people haven't already. Happy festive season. Bye bye.